Good evening and welcome to the 5th anniversary of the Rebel Rally. I am Katie Kunkel and I am really excited to be here and presenting the live show presented by Kia this year. And I have a whole new team around me this year. I'm very honoured to be sitting next to Matthew Johnson, a professional driver who's going to be our driving expert for the next 7 days. Matthew, tell us how you got here.
Well, you know, I've been here since 2016. I happen to be married to the scoring judge, so maybe that has a little bit to do with me being here. But in all honesty, I absolutely love this event. I've been part of it since the very beginning. And I'm here to just add some color and add some details and make sure we're just doing a good job of showing how, I don't know, awesome our teams are and what they're up to.
And being the 5th year, we want to educate the audience. And so not only do we have Matthew, we have Harry Wagner, who's a vehicle expert, and we have Chris Walker from Overlanding BC. So throughout the next 8 days, we have, just so you know, you'll hear that a lot. That's the dinner call.
That's the food truck.
Yeah, it is the food truck. So yeah, we have 70. Oh, here come our stats. We have 72 competitors and 36 teams this year, and we'll be traveling 2,446 kilometres. And a really cool thing to note is that we have 17 original Rebels, and those are Rebels that were in the very first event. Can you believe we're here?
Yeah, well, you said very first event. 5 years ago. I can't believe 5 years has happened that quickly. And like, there's people calling and wondering more about the event day in, day out, all year long. So here we are, 5th anniversary. It's very cool.
It's big. It's really big. And we even have, this year we have 9 OEMs participating, which is one of those.
What are OEMs, Katie?
Oh my gosh, it's manufacturer. I always forget. Give me the nomenclature.
Original equipment manufacturer.
There we go. See, Matthew's here to teach me this
We
year.
could just say manufacturers.
There you go. So there's 9. Jeep is a partner. We have Kia, who's presenting the live show, and they have a vehicle in, and then 7 others. And that's a big deal. Why?
Well, it is because we're not just looking down the entry list of cars sitting in the field over here and naming what brands they are. There's 8 involved manufacturers that are helping this event happen. They're supporting teams, they're supporting us, and it's super cool. Only 5 years in, mind you. Some events last 20 years before they get this kind of support. So I'm really proud to be a part of it.
So can you explain to the audience what we are to expect over the next 8 days in terms of driving from here right down to the border of Mexico?
Sure. Where is here? What is here? Where are we? Are we in Nevada? Are we in California?
California.
We're in the desert. We're way up in the desert, somewhere east of a big lake that's near here.
And to set the scene, we were in Tahoe earlier this morning, and I think we should go back and show the audience a little bit about what we did this morning at technical inspection.
Yeah, actually, if we check that out, these are the trackers that will ride on each of the vehicles. It's also what it looks like that they hold in their hands and signal at the checkpoints, and we'll talk a lot more about that later, but these get installed
in Tahoe. So because of COVID, we didn't start in Tahoe as a big group, and we'll talk a little bit more about COVID in a minute, but the team started there and they went through technical inspection, and if you don't pass technical inspection, you're not making it to Basecamp 1. There's no way you're going to get here. And can you talk through a little bit of the kind of... Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, we tech several things. We want to make sure the vehicle is sound, like that the brakes work, that the wheel bearings aren't falling apart, that there's no oil leaks, like all your basics, that the team looks properly prepared. They've got to have some shovels and some other kit.
And
what are we looking at there?
Yeah, you can see here on screen, that's Toby from Iridium. He's teaching the teams how to work their satellite phones. So every team has a satellite phone for an emergency. So we're going to take you shortly and show you what happens when they lose their digital devices. The Rebel is an analog event. So all of these competitors today will hand over their devices, whether they be computers or phones or anything that has GPS on it, even a GoPro. And they have to hand them over, and then they go analog, and they will only get maps, and we'll get to maps in a little while as well. But first I want to make a quick mention of our COVID protocol, where Emily Miller has had to re-envision every single facet of the event. I mean, you'll see later that the base camps don't have sides, and that Matthew and I aren't wearing masks because we're sitting 6 feet apart. But anytime you're inside, you will see people wearing masks. The teams are in their own bubbles, and so they will have masks on when they come into base camp. Every single person that came into this ecosystem has had a negative COVID test, and it's a non-spectator sport. So quite frankly, if somebody said to me, what's an event that you can do during these crazy times, I think it would be the Rebel, and that's why we're here. I'm really excited. I think, aren't you stoked to be out and about?
Absolutely. I think everyone that's here is mega stoked. Even though they have to give away their digital devices, a lot of people have been kind of overloading on digital content lately, and I think instead of it being a nightmare handing all that away, everyone's kind of taking a big breath. They're like kind of happy to be rid of all the digital equipment,
Yes.
for a couple days.
So let's, just for people that don't know what the Rebel is, let's talk to them about what this event entails in terms of competition. So you know that we have 8 stages. Tomorrow's our prologue, and then we have 7 days of competition. So we have Map and Compass as one of the challenges, and then we have Enduro. But let's talk a little bit about Map and Compass, Matthew.
Sure, and if you've been skiing before, then our rating system for difficulty is going to make a lot of sense to you. The greens are the easy, the blue are harder, the black diamonds are the hardest. The greens are the must-gets. Those are checkpoints that teams have to go to so that we can keep up with them through the day, and that's where the majority of the points are scored, and we could talk more about that more later. Their tools is literally a map and literally a compass, and that's it, and maybe a ruler, actually. And then on the scales, some of the maps will be 50,000 scale, 100,000, etc., and that's just the zoom level of the map.
And
really.
I think we should drill in on those checkpoints a little bit. So you have a green checkpoint, and that's a big, huge green flag, and you absolutely have to get those. Your day is done if you don't get them, and they're easy to find. So you can choose to just get the green checkpoint.
They're also worth the most points.
Yes.
So you definitely want to go get your greens.
And then the blues, they can be a big blue flag. They're a little more difficult, but they can also be a little blue rebar. And I can tell you, as someone who's competed in the Rebel, if you think you're going to see a big blue flag in the middle of the desert, you are wrong. Emily and Matthew's wife like to hide them behind bushes and tiny mountains. And they'll put them, you can have 2 groups that go out in one morning, and so you might click on a blue checkpoint that you think is yours, and it is not. And then our final checkpoint, the black diamond checkpoint, is invisible. And so the competitors who know how to navigate are going to nail those. Those are the checkpoints that really set our competitors apart, don't you think?
It does, absolutely. And you've got to be quite confident when you're going to go signal your tracker. We have lots of more details like that we're going to get into more after the week warms up as we get going. So what about the enduros?
Yeah, so enduro, and I shouldn't be speaking about that because you're the professional rally driver. But I've done it, and it's really scary and really hard when you've never done it before. But it takes a lot of math, and there are 2 types of challenges in enduro. There's on time and en route. So tell us about what on time means.
Well, both styles of enduros, you're going to get a map, a rally road book, and it's going to have a tulip, and it's going to have a little arrow about where you should be going. But with the on time, there are assigned speeds, and there are timing controls, and you don't know where the timing controls are going to be. And you need to manage that assigned speed and keep your average speed accurate, because you suddenly come over a crest and there's a timer on the side of the road. And if you're within a 5-second window, you get full points. But it's quite difficult running the timed enduro. The other one is the en route enduro, and it's those kind of travel days where we're trying to get to a new part of the desert or whatever. But those also score points, where we'll have a certain a tulip where you have to stop and maybe do something and write down a number that's on a sign or whatnot. But that helps us keep track of the rally and keep people moving. But all of the points are there, and you want everything you can get.
Yes, so it's varied, and you can be a great navigator or a great driver, but we were talking in the car on the way here, it's 30% driving, 30% navigation, and then the other 40% is grit. Are you organized? Can you handle yourself after 3 days not sleeping? I mean, you'll be the judges of how we're handling ourselves after 3 days of not sleeping. So now we're going to have a video of the competition format.
I'm sleeping, by the way.
Okay.
I will sleep.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the competition format.
Check out competition.
What it is it's a long distance competition that covers 8 days. 7 days of scored competition, but 1 full day of prologue. So it's not a race for speed. It's really about a test of navigation and driving accuracy and precision. They're given about 16 paper maps, 2-foot by 3-foot maps, and road books, and they have to navigate to over 100 checkpoints over the next 8 days. What we have that's unique is the scoring system that we worked a long time on, but we took some really cool elements of things that we love in rally and racing and adventure and kind of fused it in to a hybrid. And it's really a tough challenge.
Each day it's set up that you collect certain checkpoints on that day. The checkpoints are rated green, blue, and black. Easy, medium, and hard. And it's a little bit backwards from what you think. The easy ones actually have the most points. And in between those green checkpoints are blue and black checkpoints, which they may or may not acquire. They choose which checkpoints to go to, depending on their skill level, depending on their day, depending on their vehicle.
Well, the course is kept secret from the competitors until literally, when they receive their instructions. To describe the course is really remote. We're out in the middle of nowhere camping and seeing sights and things that you ordinarily wouldn't get to see.
The interesting part about this event is that everybody has an equal chance. It's designed to be fair. A lot of these women, they're not off-road racers. They're not off-road drivers. They come from all different walks of life, and they all have an equal shot.
It's way harder than people would think, but it's designed that whether you're a seasoned pro or you're a beginner can really excel at. They walk away with a lot of tools in their toolkit if they want to go do other rallies, other races, or hopefully come back to test their skills again at the Rebelle.
At Total Chaos, we believe in pushing everything to the limits and testing everything in our arsenal. We design our equipment to perform in brutal environments and some of the harshest off-road terrain. And because of that, we have been trusted to pre-run every mile of the Rebelle Rally for the last 5 years. Welcome to the chaos.
Welcome back to the 5th anniversary of the Rebelle Rally. I'm Katie Kunkel here with Matthew Johnson, and we have just left Tahoe early this morning, and we're somewhere in Nevada. Undisclosed location, we call it, because we don't want to give anything away. A lot of the teams are rolling into the finish line on this day, which we call technical inspection. And it's a day of safety and communications. And on that note, we want to talk to you about how to follow, because tracking is something that we do. We track the teams and we chase them all through the desert to the border of Mexico. And we use a device we call it the yellow brick from YB Tracking. And Matthew, why don't you talk through this?
Yeah, YB Tracking, actually the app that you download to follow is called YB Races. But they work with the Iridium network, and there's a tracker. Actually, there's 2 trackers on every competitor's vehicle. One that they are using to signal that we tabulate points from, and another one that's just simply a backup for us to track and know where that vehicle is. You can download YB, it's YB Space Races, YB Races, and then you'll look for a race called the Rebelle, add that, and you'll be able to keep up with the event during the day.
And you can also go on to rebellerally.com to find out anything you want to know, play back the live shows, find out where the standings are. And that I'll try. I won't spell it because you won't understand the spelling, and I want you to get it right. Can you spell it?
All right, sure, I will. It's R-E, Rebelle Rally. Yeah, REBELLERALLY.com.
Perfect. I can't believe that your accent is the one that's helping my accent.
Oh, God save us. I don't know what's happening next. Hopefully
so we're going to head out to the finish line shortly, but first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about classes. So all of these vehicles are vehicles that you can find in your driveway. And we have 2 classes that we're going to discuss right now. Matthew, why don't you take over?
Sure. Simply, it's the 4x4 class and the X-Cross class. To be in the 4x4 class, it's basically about having a transfer case. So a transfer case means you have a low range, like a way to really creep and rock crawl, let's say. X-Cross are still four-wheel drive vehicles sometimes, but they're more off the showroom floor kind of a vehicle and does not have a transfer case. It does include any two-wheel drive vehicles. It's not common, and I don't know if we've ever had a two-wheel drive vehicle, but they would be in X-Cross.
And then we have designations, which is different. So classes, 4x4 and X-Cross, and designations. And what's super exciting about this year is that we have a new designation, and it is the electrified designation. And we were going to reveal those cars to you in the next 24 hours, and we have some exciting vehicles to show you.
Indeed.
And then the other designations, go ahead.
No, well, we have the bone stock. Bone stock means you don't even get a skid plate. You get to put some tires that can deal with this and the wheels that can deal with the environment we're going to put you in, but no other edits to the vehicle. And it really puts a focus on being a good driver. Lots of bone stock vehicles have completed this event and are capable of.
Was it last year a bone stock winner?
Won the event overall.
Yeah,
yes.
A bone stock vehicle won the entire event last year, which was amazing. It was a Lexus.
It won X-Cross last year, not the whole event. X-Cross.
Okay.
We'll check on that.
See, this is why we've got Matthew.
Our last designation is 4030, and that's for classic vehicles that are 40 years old or older. And we have one of those that we can't wait to show you, a 69 Ford Bronco.
Now we're going to head out into the field, because that's what we're all waiting to go and do, and meet the teams and meet the vehicles. And as I said earlier, we have a vehicle expert on our team this year. One of 4 great commentators, and then a whole army of people behind the screen doing all of the technical things that Harry and I have no idea about. But Harry Wagner, I think he was born in the back of a Tundra on the Rubicon Trail.
Probably a Jeep Wagoneer, but yeah.
He knows everything about vehicles. So he is going to walk the start line in the mornings and help us understand more about what the vehicles need to go through that day. And we are going to see where he's at right now. We have got some technical difficulties because this is the practice day and tomorrow's the practice day, and just like the teams are practicing, we're getting organised right here in the middle of nowhere. It's actually amazing to me that we can even pull this off in the middle of nowhere,
which we're doing perfectly.
And we're doing it with a green Basecamp this year, Power Innovations.
And now Harry's ready.
So, Harry's ready. Go to Harry.
All right. We're going to do this again. First day of the live show. There's going to be some bumps. We thank you for bearing with us. I'm here to talk to you today about the classes. There's only four-wheel drive, which basically means that it has low range in the. You've got X-Cross, which is a crossover vehicle. It has all-wheel drive, no low range. So, to Emily Miller's experience in desert racing. Desert racing has a myriad of classes for different engine sizes, different tire sizes, suspension designs, and Emily always raced in stock full and did very well with Rod Hall. And I think that she realized in this sport of rally and the Rebelle, you can do well. We've seen bone stock vehicles win the four-wheel drive class the past 2 years. So you don't need a ton of modifications. We're going to go talk to one of the teams, Wild Grace, about their vehicle, a Nissan Frontier that they're racing this year in the Rebelle Rally. So in the four-wheel drive class, you've got SUVs, trucks, diesel, gas. It doesn't matter. Really, the playing field's for all these vehicles at this event. The biggest issue is the navigator, in my opinion, and the driver. Of course, is important, but modifications less. So, hi.
Hi, Harry.
Tell us a little bit about the truck you're driving.
So excited. Nissan is the only OEM to have been in every year of the Rebelle, so they are an original Rebelle as well. 100% Rebelle. Oh, there's the truck.
Take the mic back.
So.
You're good.
I didn't talk about that. So, thanks, Sedona. She's just telling me how the only OEM to be in every Rebelle rally is Nissan. They've supported this event from the beginning. And the truck they're driving this year has some really special modifications. Nismo, Nissan's motorsports side, is getting back into the off-road market with custom suspension and bumpers that you can get right at the dealer. So it's great to see these OEMs getting involved in the Rebelle and really investing in this sport. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Harry.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I just teared across the parking lot amongst all these cars.
Your cardio's good. You don't even breathing hard.
And there's so many new teams. And we've got veterans over here.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, ladies?
Great.
Fantastic.
We're happy to be here. Happy to have made it.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to a strong competition this year, I might say.
We would agree with you.
Excellent. Okay, well, Will's our new cameraman this year, and he does have a little bit of a sweaty brow because we've made him run around already. But we can take it easy because we're just going to have a look at some of these vehicles as we pass through. Behind me, which is the Power Innovations Semi, is where we're going to charge the electric vehicles. And that is also powering the entire Basecamp. So we, for the first time ever, have a green Basecamp, and it's really quiet. Normally we have generators just going nutso, but it's super quiet. I'm going to spin around here, and behind me you can see Busby and his petrol. So the electric we've covered. This is where every team has to come in. I can see Susie McBride from Iridium and Maria Guitar and Team 133 are now getting their petrol. So this is where they get petrol, and because of COVID we're not going into communities, and so they'll always get their petrol from Busby. Now we're going to head over here and find Toby from Iridium. Actually, don't trip. Well, there's like a big dip. There you go. We handled the dip. Now we're going to not get run over. Oh, there's the Benzies. Hold on, let's have a quick chat to them. Hi! So this is a mother-daughter team. So I always have a special place in my heart for the mother-daughters. So great to see you. And I've been talking about the Benzie method for enduro. You guys have a bit of a proprietary thing there. You know, I need to talk to Emily about putting a patent on that.
That was proprietary until I trained all the people in training this year, so it's not proprietary anymore. Now
Hey!
all the rookies know about it.
All right, well, I'll let you carry on. Oh, sorry. Here I am instructing cars to move away with people still in the back. But we're going to head over here. This is one of those blue checkpoints I was talking about. So that's a really big one. But if they trick you and they put a rebar in, you're not finding a rebar in the middle of the desert. It's not blowing like this. They're hard to find behind one of these little bushes. Okay, before we talk to Toby, I just want to tell you a little bit about what's going on behind me here. The teams are pulling in and they are having to give up laptop, 2 phones and a charger. And it's going into a case and they will not see it for the next 8 days. And any maps that they used for training, so maps are illegal, anything with GPS, any digital device dumped in there. It's quite hard, isn't it? Does it feel really weird to give it up?
I'm very excited.
Oh, no, see, in these crazy times, everyone's stoked.
Yeah.
Hey, Penny.
Talking about it on the way here.
Hey, Shelby.
How relieving it's going to be.
Okay.
Be able to focus on one thing.
Do you know what? That's what's really different about this year. Normally everybody's reluctant to give them up, and now everyone's stoked. And this is, by the way, one of the Bronco Sports. Very exciting. We had lots of people looking at those in Tahoe. We have 3 of those in this year and a 1969 Bronco that's competing. Now, I'd like to introduce you to Toby Jacobs from Iridium. Hey, Toby.
How you doing?
Toby and I have been working for well over a year on what we call the Iridium ecosystem. And the reason I want to bring it up now is because it's about safety and communications. And today is when we dial in safety 100%. And we have 3 pieces of hardware. We've touched on the YB trackers, right? We have 2 of those on every vehicle. And Drew, stuck in London, is making sure that we're all tracked. And his team that are here are making sure that we know where the women are at all times. The second piece of hardware we have is the satellite phone. No, the ICOM, the satellite phone. That's a satellite phone? Mm-hmm. Every single team has a satellite phone. So if you get in trouble or you get lost or you get stuck, for any reason, you can call this, on this phone, our dispatch, which is at a remote location. Well, not remote, they're actually at a, do you know where Phil is? San Diego?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got that for safety, and then the very third thing we have, our entire safety crew and media team and most of the staff have the ICOM push-to-talk radios. So those are 3 pieces of hardware that I understand here on Earth. And what Toby's going to do is fill us in a little bit about how Iridium brings it all together in space.
Yeah, thanks, Katie. Iridium this year is excited to partner with our partners, Roadpost, ICOM, and YB Tracking, team up with Rebel to be the official safety and communications provider. All the devices Katie described are connected to a network of 66 satellites, which provide coverage from the North Pole to the South Pole. And we're the only communications provider that has 100% global coverage. All the products provide critical communications and data to the competitors and support staff in near instantaneous time. Excited for a great event.
Awesome, and thank you so much for all the hard work. The ICOM guys are down here, and it's been a hell of a 24 hours, but everybody's safe and secure. And another fun fact, Iridium has a team entered. Susie McBride, the COO of Iridium, is competing in this event. So she's one to watch, number 133. Thank you so much, Toby.
Yep.
Okay, now we're going to head over and find, see, I always have to hunt down Emily, but Emily founded this event in 2016, and everyone told her that she could never pull this off. And 5 years later, we're here in the middle of nowhere. Oh, and I've got Jimmy too. Excellent. Put your masks on.
I was drinking.
I was drinking. He's actually drinking water these days. We just heard about that. Hydrate or die in the desert. So I just wanted to come over and congratulate both of you, because we're at 5 freaking years, and I didn't say the slang word I wanted to because it is so amazing, and Emily's going to cry. But
I already cried on my down here a couple of times. So.
Here we are. I'm going to hand you the mic and tell us where were you when you conjured up this idea?
I don't know, but I'm going to hand you my
Hand
coconut
san-
lemon hand sanitizer.
She had to spray me down before.
See, look at this. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Nice
Yeah.
mics, Liz.
Here we go.
Katie?
Clean mic.
Where was I? I actually don't remember where I was, but
You told me about it.
when did I tell you about it?
King of Hammers.
Oh, that's right. I was at King of the Hammers. And so I don't know. It's all kind of a blur right now. And I think my mind is like, you know. But I can tell you this, like, I am so happy to be here. And it was a long time coming to get here this year. You know, we have the saying in the Rebel, if it were easy, everyone would do it. And boy, I was like really tested on that statement. So, but the one thing I can say is I remember when I needed a course director and I needed someone who knew every ounce of terrain in California and Nevada, I wanted it to be Jimmy. And I said, there's no way Jimmy's going to say yes to this. There's just no way. And we had worked together on King of the Hammers and King of the Motos. And I went to him and he said, well,
No, how did you ask me?
spray it down, Katie, and hand it over to Jimmy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We're not going to make a practice of this. Oh, do we have a mic? We have a shotgun mic. See, we're so ready.
That one works too. So, the question is, how did you ask me? How did you ask me? What did you say? You remember?
No, do you remember?
Yeah. She goes, you know, Jimmy, I have this really crazy idea. And I'll just tell you what it is. And she didn't want to tell me, but she did want to tell me. She goes, what if? And I just looked at her and I said, that's a brilliant idea, but you'll never be able to do it. I said, just based on regulations, on the current atmosphere, with being able to get permits and land use in the United States. I said, that is a big ask. I go, there's no reason why it couldn't be done, but just with all the stuff I just mentioned, it would be very, very difficult. And she goes, okay. But she goes, but would you be interested? I said, if you can pull it off, I'd love to be part of something like that. And here's the hurdles you'll face. And she jumped right over all those hurdles, and 5 years later, here we are, right?
Yeah. I mean, it has been such a fun ride. I can tell you it's been a fun ride.
Yep.
and we've just learned and grown and tried to refine and make it better, make the course harder, make it more challenging navigationally. And Jimmy is, we call him the human JPS, the Jimmy positioning system. And it's, I remember going out with him the first time on Soggy Lake in Johnson Valley. And we sat out there and I handed him a compass and he goes, okay, let me figure this out. And he did, and it just made so much sense to him. And it doesn't to everyone. And at that moment I knew like, this is gonna be a really good thing. So, well, any regrets?
Oh, ton.
Well, look, I'm sorry that I snuck up on you both,
No, it's fine.
It's impossible to get these two after tomorrow, and so I will chase them through the desert to try and find them and get more insights from
you
them.
just want to ride on my motorcycle.
I always want to ride on your motorcycle, Jimmy. Thank you so much, and congratulations, both of you. This is awesome, and everyone's so stoked to be here.
Yeah. Thanks, Katie.
Thank you. Okay, well, we can do one of two things, and I think we're going to wander over here and just meet two teams. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because, you know, this is about the teams. You have a driver, a navigator, and a third teammate, and that is your vehicle. And like I said earlier, it's 30% navigation, 30% driving, and the rest of it is grit, killer instinct. It's probably the wrong word. Talking of killer instinct, let's say hi to Wendy Fisher. Hi, ladies.
Hi, Katie.
How are you?
I like take this off.
You can take it off because you're in your own bubble, and so that's totally COVID.
I'm always in my own bubble.
So Wendy did Project Red with us last year, and she drove the media drivers, and this year she is competing with Laura Wanless, and we are very excited to see the two of you, and good luck in the days to come. Good to see you. And here we have another Bronco. 202. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Now you two are new this year. Erica Martin and Jovina Young.
Yeah.
And are you excited?
Beyond excited. Yes.
What did it feel like pulling out of technical inspection?
Like a little bit of a weight lifted, just because so much was put into getting to technical inspection.
That's how I feel. Yes.
All this stuff to keep track of and like things to remember. It was like, and all of the spare parts too. Literally weight lifted out of our car. We were carrying extra parts and an extra tire. It was good to just like.
And how is
all
it
that
to
stuff.
be in such a new and exciting vehicle?
It's amazing.
It's nice.
I think at tech inspection, everyone was more interested in checking out the vehicle for its cool factor than for the
Okay,
actual.
well, good luck, and we'll see you inside. Thank you so
you.
much. You can see in there on their dashboard, you don't have to go back to it, but they have stopwatches and terror trips for the enduro section. So enduro is time, speed, distance equation, essentially. And so it's a little bit of math, a lot of math if you're really technical, and you have to have stopwatches and tools. And we'll show you all of those tools as the event continues. Now we have Ilana Sher and Betsy Anderson and another Bronco. Hello.
Hello.
Now I understand you work for, you're in the marketing department, is that correct?
No,
that was that team.
Yeah,
Okay.
that team over there.
So tell us a little bit about you two. I'm getting confused with all these beautiful Broncos.
We're all the same.
I'm an off-road racer.
Fantastic.
I have a lot of off-road, over 20 years of off-road racing and rally racing. And this is my driver,
Brilliant.
Ilana.
How did you meet?
Well, off-road racing.
Well,
Yeah,
I wasn't.
she's
I
a
wasn't
journalist.
Racing, I was covering it as a journalist. This is actually my first time racing or
Oh my gosh.
participating in an off-road event.
So you didn't know each other, or how long have you known each other?
Probably 5
Okay,
years.
that's cool. Well, welcome. It's so great to see new faces, and I'm sure you'll see a lot more of me, and I'll be coming up and asking you weird questions, and you can just tell me to go away at any point if you're focused. But welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now here we have a 5-year, a veteran. Hello. How are you girls? Come over here. Nate's Panty Emporium. Let's start with that.
What do you want to know? He's sponsored this year.
Oh my
Got
gosh.
us some money, and now here we are.
That's Kendra's husband. Hi Nate. We can't wait to see your comments on Facebook. How are you guys feeling?
Fantastic. So happy to be out here. I've never felt this prepared. I'm so excited to hand my phone over.
It's a different vibe. It's really fun. It's great.
It's very year one, isn't it?
Well, you know, and I was always a little bit jealous that I was never at year one, so now I feel like I get to experience that.
Yeah, this is what it felt like a little bit.
Okay, well, go and get some dinner, and we'll see you in here.
Bye.
Hello, more new faces.
Hi. You.
Hi.
Now, introduce yourselves, ladies.
I'm Irma Bosch, and this is Mandy Brzezina. Sorry, girl. I'm just
Mandy Brzezina.
Yep.
We're Team Hemispheres United, so we're both rookies this year. So.
And where do you come from?
So I'm from South Africa originally. Have been living in the U.S. for about 4 years, so all over. On my way, was living in Colorado, and on my way to Hawaii right now, right after the rally. So.
Great. And how did you two meet?
Well, I live in Jessup, Maryland, so we actually met at a How to Rebel earlier this year, right before the world kind of shut down with COVID. So we were both there trying to figure out if we wanted to do this, and then we both registered and saw each other in the teammate database trying to find each other, and we're like, hey, we know each other. So ended up being a perfect fit, and here we are. So we kind of did everything virtually because we were in Maryland and Colorado. So.
Which we all can do these days,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm glad you're finally here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And you'll see a lot more of me. Just tell me to go away if you're
Sounds good. No, definitely.
Watch the hill we're about to walk up and trip over a... I should have put my boots... Oh, that's a big hill. Dang. D-A-N-G. Hello. I'm great. You know what? We might walk around the other side so we can hear you.
Sounds good.
So they are. We just cut to a commercial. That's okay too.
Maybe go ahead and scooch up.
Oh, why don't you move forward and we'll come up with you. Back over the lump. Okay. How are you feeling, Anna?
I am super excited to be here. I'm really glad we're getting to do this.
I know, isn't it incredible in these strange times?
I know. It's nice to actually be around people and see folks that you know, even
Hi,
if you're all being
Andrea.
safe. Hi, Daddy.
Sorry, we moved forward and we left you back there. I'm glad you're back in the vehicle.
I was refilling water.
Are you feeling ready?
I think so, yeah.
Well, another team to watch this year. We have a really strong field of, you know, we're all
returning.
But debating every night. Who's in your top 10 and it changes and good luck.
Thank you
good
so
luck,
much.
ladies.
It's good to see you again.
And here we have Chris. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
You know, I couldn't be doing any better, that's for sure. Day one of the Rebel.
You got through technical inspection okay?
Absolutely.
Of course you did. So what words of wisdom would you give a rookie right now?
Pick up routine and stick to routine and don't doubt it. Just stick to the system. Put a system together and stick to it.
See, that's what we're saying. That other 40% or whatever percentage it was, it's like not always navigation or the technical side of it. It's whether you've got grit or, in this case, systems. Got to
Say hi to Mom.
Oh, you can say hi to Mom.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Alex.
Perfect.
Hi, family.
Hi, family.
Do you have any family you want to say hello to, Will?
They don't have internet.
They don't have internet? Okay, we can talk about that later. Okay. Oh, no. I have here. Hi.
Yes, hey, Erin.
Hello,
Hey, Katie. How
so
are
you made it out of tech inspection.
We made it.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Pretty good.
Excited.
Yeah, excited.
Doesn't it kind of a big burden falls off of you when you pull out of Tahoe?
Well, we had a time limit since we were supposed to get here by 6, and that was exactly how much time was on the GPS to get here. So that was a little bit more fun timeline to
Well,
get
you
here.
know, it's practice. As we said earlier,
Practice.
today's a practice for all of us. Tomorrow is also a practice. So prologue is not scored, so you can get out there, you can navigate, you can... I almost said... See, this is where I've got to be careful. I can't say what's happening the next day. I can't tell you where you're going to go, and I've got to control myself, which I did.
We know there'll be an Enduro Day 1 per the instructions.
Okay, good. All right, well, I'm going to let you get back to it, and we'll go and meet some more teams. We'll see you in there for dinner.
All right.
Crew Deacon always has a good spread.
Yep.
Great. Rachel, right now. Crikey Dickens. Rachel, right now.
Katie Kunkel, media star extraordinary. Can I get an autograph?
Jeez.
Now that you're one of...
A digital autograph. That's hilarious.
That's right.
Can you introduce us to your new teammate, please?
Absolutely.
Rachel, right now.
This is Christy Levy.
Hello.
Master Sergeant Type 1 each, United States Army, soon to be retired, combat veteran extraordinaire.
Oh my gosh, you two are going to be great together. I can already tell. Good energy. And Rachel is a 5-year rebel. She's competed in every single rebel. And this is a very special vehicle because, as we saw earlier, the Power Innovations truck is our electric component, and you're competing in the electrified class.
And in fact, I'd like to introduce you to our third teammate.
There you go.
This is Electra.
Electra, perfect.
Mythical creature extraordinaire, teammate number 3 for Team Record the Journey.
So is it different? A PHEV?
Very different. We've learned a lot. And in fact, we can tell you that the charging station we'd planned on using wasn't working on the way down.
Oh.
So we're already solving one problem at a time.
Excellent.
Welcome to the Rebel.
Yes, we've had a few of those issues as well. But we solve and we move on and then
That's
go
right.
to dinner, right?
And good dinner at that.
Good to see you guys. Welcome. Okay, I see more rookies. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Good, how are you?
How do you feel getting out of tech inspection?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
We passed.
Yeah.
We're here.
Well, there you go.
We had a little hiccup this morning.
We had to get Frank. This is Frank.
Frank, this is your vehicle's called Frank. Perfect.
Frank was in the hospital this morning. Yes.
Frank was in the hospital, if you didn't hear that. What was wrong with Frank?
Rack and pinion steering.
Rack and pinion steering?
Yes. When they fixed the rack and pinion steering, the dealer broke the fan shroud and didn't have a part in stock. So they literally got the part at 6 a.m. this morning, and then we picked Frank up at like 7.
Congratulations. That's a problem that you are happy to have dealt with today and not in 3 days' time. So I think that's a win.
Yes, agreed.
Hey, see you inside at dinner.
Yes.
Bye.
Oh, and I think this is a good... Are we too far away? Or are we good, do you think?
I think we're good.
Okay, so we're going to probably... This is a good place to wrap it up, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
The Rivian.
The team that had to stop and charge.
You did?
We did. We stopped and charged in Bridgeport at a supercharger and got some more juice in order to make it here. Although Emmy did an amazing job getting some nice regen on the downward after our going over pass. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, so Emmy and Rebecca are past winners, and they competed in the Rolls Royce last year, and this year they have turned up in a Rivian, and this is the #1 vehicle off the factory floor for Rivian, which is really freaking exciting in my opinion.
Brave. It's very, very brave. It's very brave of Rivian. They obviously have a lot of confidence in their vehicle, and now we know why. So yes, it's brave of us too, because we really don't know what to expect.
And you guys want to see
it's
how
brave of
quiet
the
it
rally.
is?
It's really brave of the rally to champion this too, and really pioneer the designation and make it open for electric vehicles and make that possible with the infrastructure.
It's groundbreaking.
Because of power innovation.
Yes. Rebecca, close your door, and then you guys can walk and we can talk. Because
I thought you were going to give us a ride.
It's so not yet. It's so quiet. Check this out.
You can't even hear it yet.
You can hear the tire noise.
Oh my gosh.
Yeehaw.
This is a crazy cool car. It's fine, it's fine. I mean, I think this is a good place to sign off for the night. The other thing that's really amazing, before I sign off, is under the hood is where they have all these storage. There's no engine. There is no engine.
There are four motors, one for each wheel.
An engine?
There's a motor. There's a motor in each hub.
Okay.
So there's 4 in-wheel motors.
Look at this.
Hang on. Don't touch it. There we go. So we have this awesome frunk, which is something that we don't have in any other truck. So like we're able to carry a lot more stuff. It's really nice. And then all I gotta do is just press that and it goes down again.
And so there's an engine under
with each motor.
A motor?
Motor, an electric motor. There's one in each hub.
Okay.
So they're called in-hub motors.
Okay.
And they're going all the time. It's full-time 4-wheel drive.
Okay.
And there's like crazy, there's no locker and there's no like 2-speed transfer case, but there's like crazy amounts of like traction control and that kind of stuff. So it's just a giant computer.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to send Harry back here.
Yes.
The vehicle expert to do a proper interview, but that was perfect from you because you're a vehicle expert as well.
Love you. Love to have you.
Love you too. So we're going to head back now. Do we have time to do one more interview, Nathan? Oh, we've got one more. Okay. And I actually I thought we were going to end on that one, but the reason it's more exciting that we end on this one is because it's the Kia. And the Kia is the presenting sponsor for our live show. Without Kia, we wouldn't be here. And I miss the Kia folks. Neil and Carla, it was so fun, Neil we call him. We're going to end tonight's opening show with the Tell You Riders in the Tell You Ride. And they look very busy. You know what they're doing? Shh, they're checking their emails because they have to get rid of their phones. We know what you're up to. You're trying to just get everything done on your digitals before you get rid of them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Driving for 15 hours.
So we were just about to wrap up our show, and then we realised because Kia is presenting sponsor of the live show, we had to come and talk to you guys. How are you, Sabina?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm great. So tell us about how you two got together. We can talk vehicle later.
Totally.
I want to talk about you two.
Well, Kia came to us to pilot and navigate this, which was so awesome, and because we have never competed together before, but we met in 2015 at the Gazelle Rally. She competed with Chrissy Beavis and took first place. So
nice.
I'll brag for her. And we've just been friends ever since, and it's just so great to be able to compete with each other.
Awesome. And you're in an X-Cross.
Yes.
And there's 6 vehicles in that, and it's going to be a strong competition.
Oh, yeah.
Based on our viewings today.
Oh, yeah.
We think so too, yeah.
Some strong competitors.
Well, you know that there's a delicious meal in there.
Oh, we're so hungry.
We're all starving, so we're going to go in.
in.
Neither did we. It's a disaster when that happens. Healthy snacks, right?
Yes.
Load the trunk with them. Well, great to meet you, Alyssa, and we'll see you inside.
Yeah.
And we're going to head back to our posse and see if it's time to close out the show for good. Bye, guys. Thank you. Did you see the sunset? I mean, check this out. So what we're looking at right now is the sun setting, obviously, and those tents are our stout tents. And they are amazing. I'm often caught trying to nap in them. They have like full beds, and as somebody who competed and you have to pitch a tent every day and then pack it down, those things are luxury and quite coveted. So we're heading back. Actually, we're going to go to our drone, I hear. Now we have a schedule that is twice a day this year. So we start off tomorrow at 9:30 because we have prologue. 9:30 to 10. And then we'll be back here at the finish line tomorrow, and that will be prologue. It's not scored. It's practice for us and for the competitors. It's just for everybody to figure it out for tomorrow. And then 5 to 6 p.m. is when we'll be live tomorrow night. So 9:30 tomorrow morning for the start, which is really exciting. And then 5 to 6. And then Saturday we're going to go off the line at 6:50 in the morning. And then at 4 p.m. And then the rest is TBD. Yeah, it's more than enough. And thank you so much for tuning in. We are honoured to be here for the 5th anniversary of the Rebelle Rally, and I'm looking forward to watching these competitors, following their stories and their journeys and getting to know them and seeing how these cars cope or don't cope and how the competitors cope or don't cope. But it's going to be a massively exciting adventure over the next 8 days. So tune in. You know how to follow. We're going to have competitions coming up where you can win a Rebelle starter pack with some social competitions. And so all in all, Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow morning at 9:30.
Life can throw you a curve, send you down an unexpected path. But navigating the rocky moments is part of the adventure. To help you discover what's been missing.
Bandit! Why did you run off?
Introducing the 2021 Telluride Nightfall Edition.
Iridium is more than just a satellite company, making connections anywhere, to anything, or anyone. There's no other network like it. Operating in low Earth orbit, Iridium is still the only commercial satellite system where calls and data are passed from satellite to satellite. Safety and reliability are in Iridium's DNA. Trusted by people and organizations in some of the world's most challenging environments, Iridium remains committed to helping make the world a safer place. As we look to the future, the possibilities are endless.